What's up, collectors? P Rockzilla's back. So hopefully this is gonna be the week where I'm back at it full effect. Hopefully no more roadblocks coming through. Good health, everything is in good hands. So with that in mind, I figure we start with this review because this is a figure that I wasn't really planning to pick up. There's only one reason I picked this figure up, and that's because unfortunately this version of Bulma comes with one of the Dragon Balls that I need to complete my collection of all the Dragon Balls at that size. So I had to pick her up because the only other figure that I'm missing that I still need to pick up is Jeez, which he comes with one of the Dragon Balls. And once I can find him at a decent price, I'll have the whole collection of balls completed. That sounded kind of funny. But anyways, so is this figure gonna be worth the pickup? We're gonna find out together, people. So let's get this review started. Dale. All right, so let's take a look at the box before we take the figure out. So go ahead and look at the front real quick. So here you get your official stickers, your Bandai. Oh, my cartoon one is coming off. You get your Funimation one right here in the front. You get a nice view of the figure in there, some of the accessories she comes with. The Dragon Ball that I needed to get. You got a good name, her name right there. Back here you get everything, all the legal information. A few poses with the figure. I doubt I used the hat, but good that comes with more accessories. The more the better. Alright, so let's go ahead and get her out the box. Alright, so when you get her out the box, you take the first part of the clamshell out. And this is what you get. Alright, so she comes with the hat. If I remember correctly, this is like I'll look at the instructions again, I forget. I think this goes around her waist. Yep, it's like a waist, goes around her waist, like a fanny pack or something right here. You get 3 different face sculpts for her. The backpack, this is the Dragon Ball that I needed. The reason I bought this figure, so let's see if she's worth it. All the different hands she comes with. And the accessories. So we'll take a quick look. We'll go ahead and actually just go ahead and get the figure out. We'll get the figure out and all the accessories laid out, and we'll take a nice detailed look at everything she comes with. Okay, here she is laid out with all her accessories. And of course, let's take a look at the figure first. So I have the first Bulma that came out before. This is the older version of her. So I guess this is, in a way, it's good that I got her to kind of have a representation of the older version. But she does look pretty cool. I mean, it's just like, to me, the outfit is just pretty plain. So I just wasn't sure if she was worth it. But she looks just like her. Alright, so let's look at the articulation. So, feel a little restraint there. I don't want to take the chance of going 360, but she does turn all the way. Alright, she doesn't look up much because of the hair, so I guess she can only look up that much, kind of straight. Not much. And then she can look down about that much. Alright, then the arms can go out this much. Let's see something. She does have double jointed elbows, so she can get the full 90-degree bend. The arms do twist to the shoulder. There's no bicep swivel, so she can get all the nice poses there. Alright, so let's bring the hands down. Now, one thing you would see is underneath here. Let me bring the light up a little bit just so it can look a little bit more clear. Let me see if that helps. Yeah, there we go. You can see how that's shaped there. So it always has to go back that way when you put the arm back in. Alright, so she does get articulation at the wrist. Does swivel around. She does get 2 points of articulation at the waist. One below the bosom and one above the waist. As you can see. See, the only thing with me is my OCD is like, oh, I gotta have that line straight when I try posing her, because like usually when I see something like this, my stuff starts kicking in. I don't know, like that. Yeah. Anyways, back to articulation. She can go back that much. She can go forward that much. Now, looking at her already, I'm pretty sure this skirt, you know, it's a little bit malleable. It's going to hinder the articulation a little bit. Soft plastic overlaps that way right there. So let's just see. So she can actually do, she can do the split. So she can actually do the split. Not a complete split, but good enough. Her legs don't go up much because of the skirt. So that does hinder that part of the articulation. She can go back pretty far. She could somewhat do a boot, a Hogan boot. This is kind of like the older Hogan boot. The NWO Hogan brother. All right, so you get the legs up there that way. Bend the knees. She gets the full bends in the knee. That's nice. All right, so the boots. I thought they would twist here, but they don't. They actually twist at the ankle. So she gets ankle articulation. She could have some pivot back and forth. She does get toe bend. You can see there. All right, so let's try to get her back into a pose. And there you go. So there goes Bulma. This is Bulma from the journey to planet Namek. I don't know if I said that in the title or not. Whoops. All right, so she comes with the hat. Now the hat is it looks like it's gonna be a whole headpiece. That's how that would go on there. She comes with her typical happy face, like cheerful. Of course, the worried face. This is the face that comes before her screaming face. Then she comes with her backpack. It says Bulma there. At first I thought it said IKEA because the way it looked. This is going to be interesting to put on. Then I had to put the Dragon Ball on top of her fanny pack because it kept rolling around. So you do get the, oh look, that's pretty cool. You get the upside down reflection in there. Yep, so you get the 7-star Dragon Ball. And you get the fanny pack. So more likely I'm going to take her apart at the waist in order to have this on her. I haven't read the instructions yet. And then you get 2 open hands for her. She comes with closed fist hands already on her. Then you get 2 pointing hands for each hand. Alright. And then you get 1 special hand. And what makes this hand special is it has a peg on the hand. And that peg is for the radar. So basically we'll plug this in here. And it fits just like that. So that way you won't have to worry about it ever falling out. Losing that piece, a small piece that can be lost easily. Alright, and let's just take a look at something here real quick. See, actually what I'll do is we'll go ahead and get her sized up for size comparisons. Before we get her set up in the size comparison, I want to show real quick how you actually replace the face and possibly replace the head with the hat. So basically you would just take her head right here. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. There we go. Just take the bangs off first. The head came off with it. It's not supposed to come off with it. So you take the bangs off first. And once you take the bangs off, you will have the the face off the face right there. So basically just take this face you want to use, which is, let's see, I'll probably use, let's go with the smiley one for now, just for the size comparison. Actually, nope, let's go with the screaming. Alright, so you basically put that one on there. And then you put the bangs back on. And there you go. Now, the hat, you actually have to pull the head off. And basically, you clip You gotta go under the bangs. I'm sorry, I'm off camera. You go under the bangs and you punch these little holes into those right there. And that's how you will get that. But you have to put the head first. They recommend putting the head on first. So put the head into the neck joint and then put the face on. All right, so let's get her ready for size comparison. So here we got Bulma standing there at a default pose just to get a good size comparison going on. So I figured let's keep it a family affair. So first, I kind of want to keep the shocking face. So it's kind of like her looking back at her future from future and past. Anyways, let's take a look at the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball version of Bulma, which is the younger version of her. And here she comes right here. So here we have the younger version of Bulma. So as you can see, she is a little shorter, which makes sense, as Bulma would get taller as she gets older. And then let's bring in her husband, Vegeta. This is S.H.Figuarts also too. And that's the God Vegeta head on I forgot which body that was. And let's go ahead and bring in her son. Let's bring in Trunks, one of my favorite characters. Actually, my favorite Saiyan, I think, other than Broly. Let's get him there a little bit better right there. So there we have some of the family members right there. These are all S.H.Figuarts line. So get good example of what they look like. But let's go ahead and bring in some different line. Let's bring in the Mezco Hella. Let's put her right here. And there we go. So this is a good size comparison. So if you want to get this figure and you have any other of these figures, you can see how tall this figure or how this figure compares with those other figures. All right, so let's go ahead to the final poses and the final thoughts. Before we get to the final pose, I did want to show real quick how the backpack goes on them. I'm sorry, it goes on the figure. So when you take the backpack, you actually have to pull off one of the pegs. There's 2 pegs here on the backpack. You pull those 2 off backpack. That reminds me of a Dora the Explorer. Backpack. Anyways, so once you take those 2 pegs off, you basically just slide this over her. And just push the fanny pack down. Then you just gotta move her hair out the way real quick. And then you basically clip in these pieces right here. And you got the backpack on her. Now the fanny pack, you do remove the waist at above the belt. So you pull the figure right here from above the belt. It comes off easily. And then you just slide the fanny pack right onto her. And just clip it right back on. Alright, so let's get back to the final poses and final thoughts. We got her posed up real quick. I had to add a Namek to the pose because this is from the planet Namek. So here we have the most famous Namek of all, and that's Piccolo. And Bulma always has those episodes where she's she's a tough girl, but then she's always, screaming, always afraid of something. So there we go. We got her where I had to have her posed up one of her screaming or surprise looks. And my boy Piccolo looks perfect with her. So far, I mean, I think the figure is pretty good. It's a pretty good figure so far. Nothing hard on swapping out any of the parts. The fanny pack was easy. The backpack was easy. The face parts was easy. I just didn't want to use the hat on this figure, so I didn't want to go through the hassle of swapping out the heads. So as you can see, the hat is not really flat surfaces. You can see the hair back there. Don't worry about that. This is just more for the pose from the front, like I said. When you pose your figures you display, you only see them from the front, not really from the back unless you have them on a rotating base. And not most people do that. Not at least for the regular figures like this. And here we have her in her final pose, more likely the pose that I'm going to have her in my display. I might readjust the arm that has the radar in there. But basically this is a pose of her, excited that she's showing off her radar. Being excited that it actually worked to help her find one of the Dragon Balls. So this is the pose I'm going with. The backpack went on there easy, like I explained earlier. I did have an issue with the hand. When I pulled that other hand out. Same thing that happened to me with Tien. The peg kind of opened up in half. I was able to get it back in there, no problem. So no issue with that at all. Is this figure worth it? I mean, to me, I'm happy I got the Dragon Ball. I can say it that way. It's a good figure to have, I guess. In a way, now that I think about it, it's good to have her because now I'm gonna have the older version of her, like a version, an interpretation of her in my collection. Gotta fix that leg peg. See, I could bring that down more. See, I was floating up a little bit. That's starting to bother me. OCD. Anyways, so it's good to have representation of her in her older form. So I guess that's a good thing. But to me, she's not a must. If you don't really have to have all the Dragon Balls, and you're fine with the younger version of Bulma, then you don't have to go out your way to get this figure, in my opinion. But I don't regret the purchase. Let me put it that way. Don't regret the purchase. And just like I said, it's good to have a second, older version of Bulma now in my collection, which will fit better once I get my cases in. I can reorganize my Dragon Ball, get some more risers, and reorganize my Dragon Ball shelf. I know exactly who I'm gonna have her next to. So please, people, if you enjoyed the review, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, click the bell notification. I'm gonna try my best to get more reviews this weekend, and hopefully, continue working on my streaming. So that's gonna come on pretty soon. But if you please, as always, keep collecting. Be safe. Be good. Dale.